Welcome to the weekly roundup on SA Footballer TV with Tommy Javor and Darcy Evans. Welcome, Darcy.
TJ, how you going?
Good, mate. Great to have you back. We're up to the main event, Division 1, of course, and it was a huge weekend, and there were some upsets, and some clubs. A club, I'm talking of Goodwood, may have had their papers stamped. I talked about it last week. The aura of invincibility is over.
First time in 15 years, I reckon. They're not going to make the finals.
They now find themselves... 2 games out with Adelaide Uni's upset win over Payneham. They are 2 games and percentage outside of the 5 with 5 rounds to play. Fair enough to say that they're gone, and it was Port Districts that put the nail in the coffin. Port Districts 12-10 to Goodwood 11-6, and this one was at Goodwood.
At Goodwood, saying the smaller oval there, so probably they're used to that oval, but gee, Port Districts must have come out and...
Well, they did, mate.
4 goals at quarter time.
Yeah, 5-4 to 1-2, and they were able just to maintain that lead. 3 goals at half time, 1 goal at three-quarter time, and then maintain it at full time. For Port Districts, Batty was sensational with 5. Williams kicked 3, a host of singles. Coulthard, Niskelhus and Batty were their better players.
And for Goodwood Saints, Kills with 4, Bryce with 3, and individuals to 4 other players. With best players, Burgess, Brooks and Kells.
Yeah, Eric Kells there doing well, and he's been one of the tried and true battlers of Goodie Saints, but not enough mates supporting him.
Well
this
done
year.
to Port Districts, that was a great win.
Yep. Our next one was at Henley Memorial, where we didn't think Henley would be any match for Tea Tree Gully, and they weren't. But gee whiz, they had their opportunities early. It was 1 goal 4 to 3 straight goals at quarter time. If they had a kick streak, Darcy, they would have been in the lead. Same story, 8 scoring shots apiece at half time, but in the end, Tea Tree Gully 8 goal winners, solid 8 goal winners, and yeah, a really good win for them. Good to see a different name pop up for Tea Tree Gully as well, with Min kicking 6 and Penny kicking 3. So, you know, normally it's your Melville, Coshell, and these types. So McKay, Penny and Moscotta were their better players.
And for Henley, Longman with 2, and individuals to 4 other players. With best players, Sampson, Swartz, Trussell, Rex, Goodison and Radley.
Yes, Ryan Sampson, a bit of mail floating around. Is there about him perhaps possibly being the next coach of Henley? Maybe. Have you heard that around the traps?
No, I haven't heard that one, but they've had a long season, so he's been one of the better players, a star player out there, Henley, so anything would happen at the moment.
Of course, former Port Districts.
Rumours starting to float.
Yeah, they certainly are this time of year. Yeah, so we'll see.
Henley for dropping Div 2 for the first time in many years, which I can't remember since going in. They merged with Greek Camden.
No.
Was that
2005? Yeah, again, it was on last week's show.
11 years. So I wasn't here last week. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so they won all 4 premierships, and when they were in Div 2, they went up. But anyway, next one was an absolute heartbreaker from Unley Mercedes. They came from behind all day, but they couldn't quite get over the line. Salisbury North got over them by just the 2 points. It was Salisbury North 14 goals 10, 94. Unley Mercedes 13, 14, 92. They've had 3 more scoring shots, but they haven't been able to get the chocolates.
Absolute heart-wrenching there for Unley Jets. So
yeah, it certainly wasn't good. And what that has done, mate, is it's put them back into the relegation zone, and with the Port District win, and that, mate, that could be their fate for the season. And once you're in there, it's very hard to get out. They're going to need to pull something out. Having said that, their form has been much better over the last 5 or 6 weeks. They maybe have found their mark a little bit in Div 1.
It has.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So for Salisbury North, now Brad Hood kicked 5. Now Brad Hood apparently, how can I put this? Ducks his head.
Okay.
Apparently he leads with his head a little bit, and so you got to go. There's a bit of Lindsay Thomases about him. That's rumours I'm hearing. But I guess if someone does that, you get low and you...
Free kicks. The umpire always play anything high. It doesn't matter how or what, it will be a high
Now, I wasn't there to see it myself firsthand, but I did hear that he knows how to pull a free kick out of the... but, you know, maybe if it happens to you once, it shouldn't happen a second time. Certainly not. It's not the reason why he kicked 5. Just a little bit of mail going around. Hood 5, Jolly 3, Sharp 2, Drainer 2. Best players were Drainer, Hood, and Johansson.
And for Unley Jets, Dick with 3, Cabaz with 3, Heaslip with 2, and Harder with 2 individuals to 4 other players there. Best players Chettle, Big Jack, Virgin, and Moss and Harris.
Yes. Yeah, so it was good there to see a few boys bobbing up there, a few unfamiliar names there bobbing up to help the Wop Dog, Lukey Harder, and yeah, maybe there's still light at the end of the tunnel for Unley Saints, Unley Mercedes, Unley McKeedy's as Trev calls them. They might be here next year.
That's it. And
yeah, the team to beat this year are, there's no doubt, they're Prince Alpha. When they put their foot on the throat, they just go bang, bang, bang.
The last 3 years they've been just awesome.
I'm going to read the score, Das, and then I'm going to read the halftime score, and you can just see what I mean. When Prince Alfred turn it on, they are near on unstoppable. That's right. Prince Alfred 12-10-82, Ross Trevor 7-9-51. But the halftime score, Prince Alfred 9-5-59, Ross Trevor 1-5-11.
So they took their foot off the accelerator a little bit, only 3 goals after half time, but
it doesn't matter. They got the job done, mate.
6 goals to Ross Trevor, so they did lose that last half, but they still won, and they are on 5 PAs. They're the top in Division 1. Coming up from Division 2, I mean, not many teams would do that, you would think.
Was at Park 9. Now, the grand final will obviously be at Theberton, but the thing about the weekend as well, the conditions were a little bit more like finals conditions. It was a little bit warmer, it was dry, and I reckon that's when they're going to play the best football. I still don't think we've seen the best of Prince Alfred. With all those...
Very young side, very fast, very fit.
People, and this is again, I'm not having a go here at the amateur league or Div 1, but this is where people say, SAFL teams could beat Glenelg reserves or whatever. Look at the Glenelg reserves players who've come into Prince Alfred, they're just ripping it. And there's a whole bunch of them. Mouse, of course, was our coach last year there, and they're good, they're strong, they're well balanced, they don't seem to have a weak point.
I was struggling with 3 sides a few years ago. Now they've got 5 plus more. So it's just what they've done as a club. They've got together.
Yep.
So,
and doing the reserve show with Trevor last week, I noticed a boy that I played against 3 weeks before in the D grade or Div 7 reserves, I should say, was playing Div 1 reserves. So they really do. They
explain a bit.
Yeah. For Prince Alfred, Paps kicked 3. Castry, of course, he was on the Crows top-up list last year, kicked 3. Hugo and Siebels both kicked a couple. Jolly, Glenelg, Brinsley, Berryman, McNamara, Paps and Hugo better players. They're just, oodles of talent.
It is, and Ross Trevor got Kamain, he's probably their backbone there at the moment. 4 goals, and back in LA with 2, and I'll mention Sutcliffe, the only individual goal scorer there. The best players, Jordan, O'Malley, Littler, Holland and Medhurst.
Yep. And our last game, I was at this one, mate. Fortunately, so I probably got a bit of insight into it.
Yes,
in the end,
here. Big upset.
It was Payneham Norwood Union 7-7-49, Adelaide Uni 8-5-53. A good 4-point win there to Uni. Look, last year Payneham made the grand final, lost both games to Port Districts. Just another one of those things. I just think for some reason Uni got under our skin. We must have given away 5 or 6 25-metre penalties and didn't adjust quickly enough. I actually got there at half time. Uni were up by 3 goals. We battled back all day, but didn't quite have enough. Couldn't quite get the win. Unfortunately, we were coming. We're certainly running over the top of them, but to Uni's credit, full credit, they get the win. I guess, Das, for me, we've lost 3 key players, and we've been able to fill the gaps for week after week after week, but we couldn't do it. I'm talking of, and I'm going to list them off here, Pierce Seymour, who we've had a lot of fun with. He's overseas at the moment. He's been a big loss for us because he's so durable. He's a utility that can play wing, ruck rover, ruckman, centre half forward, centre half back. Massive out because he fills holes. Athanasi Agorostis, state player, damaging left footer, just brilliant footballer, big out. And Michael Ledger, probably a star recruit this year, wasn't available. Captain Sven Surikoff out. I'm not trying to make excuses. Adelaide Uni won because they're too good, but I still think Payneham, the loss you can have, needed to have. I hate that one. So I'm not saying that, but not the worst loss in the world.
It's a low scoring game at the same time as well. So it was like 12 or 13 goals, pretty low scoring game, not many goals. Nick Jolly, best players but didn't get any goals. Is he
ruckman these days?
Ruckman? Okay.
Yeah. So again, last year's many moons ago, the loss of Cameron Milne's huge. He was the best ruckman in the league last year. Maybe Kosher could argue that one, but. So Jolly's had to go in the ruck and doing a fantastic job, but means we lose something up forward. But there's plenty of. I don't think the forward line's our problem at the moment. Probably beaten in the middle on the weekend. It is what it is. So for Payneham, Liam Davis was our best with 3. Strato Agorostis kicked 2. Giannini and Brimacone also bobbed up in there. Davis, Chase Bauer, he copped a few fines on the weekend because he gave away, I think, 3 25s in a row.
Get fined, you.
Yeah, you do get fined.
Really?
He was just about to hit the umpire. No, just a bit of a joke there, obviously. Brimacombe, Jolly, Giannini, and the better players.
And for the winning side, we've got Charlie with 3 and individuals to 5 other players there. Best players: Taylor, Painter, Walker, Bateman, and the Bateman boys got in there. So both of them.
Yeah, T. Bateman. It's Tommy Bateman. For me, from what I saw, again, only a half footy, he was probably the most important player for Uni. He was able to stop many times the running of Paynham from happening just by getting a kick behind the plate. Good footballer, Bateman. Played former state footballer as well. Let's look here. It's the ladder indeed, Darcy. Makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? Because Prince Alfred now game clear on top with 5 rounds to play and percentage.
Yeah, and with obviously Paynham losing that last week, they could have been equal with maybe the Teacher Gay, Ross Trevor, Adelaide Uni.
Yep.
Oh, the Swords North, they lost those games. So they're
Salisbury North probably the only team outside the 5 now that could challenge to come into the 5. And I think the big game later on this year, you can roll that one over, mate. The big game later on this year will be the battle for relegation when only Mercedes play Port District. The loser of that will probably get relegated.
Indeed.
This week's game, mate.
Okay.
At the start of the year, Goodwood Saints Prince Alfred, you would have been chomping at the bit for this one. It's at Goodwood Oval. I think Prince Alfred will win this quite comfortably.
They will, indeed, they will straight away.
Yep.
Henley and Port Districts, gee, that's probably Henley maybe one last shot at the barrel to try and win a game, but it won't be this week against Port Districts.
I'd be surprised to see Port Districts. It looks like they're making a play now to come outside of the relegation zone.
Good win last week.
They should win
after that big win last week as well. So, only Jets Ross Trevor, another big win here to Ross Trevor, I'm presuming.
Not sure if it'll be a big win. As I said, I think Mercedes have slowly found their mark in this division. Took some time, certainly, but I don't think they're going to have enough weapons to stop Ross Trevor. One thing I'd suggest if you're watching Dudesy, and I know he does watch, is I'd get What Dog, Walkie and someone else down forward. I'd challenged Ross Trevor, play 3 tools down forward, because I've always said Sarah Achilles Hill, Ross Trevor, they don't have big defenders. It's a small ground, get the ball out, get it to those 3 guys. Maybe Unley can find a way.
Not this week though.
No, maybe not.
So leave that for last. So Adelaide University and Salisbury North.
Yeah, well, this is a huge game because these teams sit 5th and 6th respectively. Adelaide Uni have surprised a lot with their improvement.
Big win last week against you guys.
Yeah, not twice. Yeah, okay, thanks for that.
Just reminded one more time.
I think Salisbury North will be too strong. I think Salisbury North are still the team that will finish 5th and it's silly. I tipped Paynham comfortably last week, didn't happen. So if Uni win this one, I'm on the bandwagon, but I still think Salisbury North.
Yeah, Salisbury North for me, and probably the game, match of the round, Paynham Norwood Union, your boys at Paynham Norwood Union versus Teacher Gully.
Yep,
should be a crowd game.
This one's a replay of the game we called earlier this year, so obviously you've got a fair bit of knowledge of these 2 teams now, Darcy. You've seen them up close. Your thoughts?
I'm going for Paynham Norwood Union at home. I think they're going to bounce back from last week's loss. Teacher Gully, look at Paynham Norwood Union, back as we get the boys up, I reckon.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see Seymour, Agorostis won't be back, Allegio should be back, Captain Sven Surikov should return for Paynham. The other thing that's very interesting to note as well is that this, of course, is being recorded 2 weeks before these games take place. So they don't take place this Saturday; they take place in 2 weeks' time, which gives everyone a bit of. It's fine. There's no Div 1 games on the same week of the other round, so it gives everyone a bit of time to freshen up. I've thrown you a curly then, haven't I? But I think Paynham will have a week to think about the loss to Uni, and Paynham will be too good.
Yep.
That's all the games this week, Dars. I've thrown you with that, haven't I?
You're right.
So there's no actual Div 1 games the week of. I'm not sure how the producer will structure that, but he'll work it out. Indeed. Thanks for watching the weekly roundup. We'll be back next week.